just for a minute. Close your eyes for a second.
Hi Posh Fam, I feel like I need to quickly come on here and recap on episode 9 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, again, this is the fallout, or should I say the gathering of the women post the Nashville perform or poor display by Porsha and her minions. I think I have to say that I have two things I'm going to point out before we get to the conversation that happened in this particular episode. Brit's backside is interesting. Now, I noticed in the last episode, she had this very revealing outfit, and I'm like, whoa! Her doctor must have done a really good one on that. And I'm like, oopsie. I didn't capture it in my last commentary, but I felt I'm gonna just, highlight it here. And what do you think about it? And my second take is, I did not know why Cynthia was an added cast member this particular season, but I guess after this particular episode, it is quite telling that Cynthia, has got a very intriguing role to play with merging the newbies to the rookies of the franchise. Cynthia Anton, investigator and mediator in one go, and I can see how that role kind of just sort of solidifies her stay on this particular franchise. She is matured. She has been in the past seasons, and she kind of told the line as someone that sits on the fence for the most part. And so it is quite telling that her role being an investigator of incident and trying to mediate to bring the women together, just anchors peace. And yeah, big on her. And I guess it came across in her Billy Q/Juniet party gathering towards the end of this episode. We're going to talk about that because that certainly seemed to be the highlight for this particular episode. Now, the show, or this particular episode, opened with the girls, Brit, Kelly's, and Cynthia, having a meal together to give a hot take or a debrief session on the shenanigans that went down in Nashville. Now, we all know the most talking points happened behind the scenes, which we do not know about. We only found out because Angela sort of overheard conversations being made regarding her husband, and she trying to confront Porsha, leading her Porsha to walking off, and then she also exited. And I think that just concluded the Nashville trip because everybody was leaving, quite literally. And so Cynthia, we all know she had a little bit too much alcohol on her, system, and had gone to bed early. So it was left with Brit, Kelly's, Shamea, and Porsha to do the antics in the pool. And so they had to run Cynthia up to speed as to what happened. And while this particular sit down was going on, we got snapshots of other investigation sessions held by Cynthia. She did one with Angela to get Angela's side of the story. She also had one with Porsha to get Porsha's side of the story. Now I can tell you for a fact that Porsha was just lying her way and blaming it on the alcohol. Safe to say that Porsha has a history, and the history is hobby snatcher, allegedly. And so for the comment to be made, and according to her, she's blaming it on being intoxicated, that's a cop-out. Porsha, we know your MO. This is how you operate, and it is quite telling your character. Now, in this particular sit-down, we saw Shamea recounting or revealing the text message that was sent to her by Angela. In this particular text message, I think Angela was calling out Shamea's involvement in the messy chat. Basically, she was trying to tell Shamea that I held you in so much high esteem, and you not showing some sort of maturity and shutting down the conversation says a lot about you. There was a lot of the conversation that we were not privy to because production decided it wasn't worth airing, and I'm not sure why you would air bits of the conversation or the text message and not give us the full blow. Like, It was meant for our consumption. Why cut out a few of the notes that would have made it more understandable to the viewers, because we do not know exactly what's going on here. Just from the snippets of the messages that was read, it's like we can't really, make an opinion or form an opinion from that. Anyway, it does seem like Cynthia has decided, okay, I'm going to organize these girls, let them get together and hash out their differences, but this time I'm going to get a prophet. Okay, Cynthia, I'm not sure what the prophet role was, but according to Cynthia, she's gonna get a prophet to come there and give them a few reading sessions and I guess calm the vibe so nobody gets away or gets ahead of themselves by causing chaos or starting something that would not make the night peaceful. Safe to say, Porsha had to sit down with her mom to sort of debrief exactly what has happened. This was where she again embellished the truth. I would say embellished the truth because Porsha did not reveal exactly what she said. She tried and tried to go around saying every other thing but exactly why Angela is mad at her. We did see the mom trying to not want to comment on it, but I felt like if your mom is going to be there listening to you rehash your birthday party and the shenanigans that went down there, she should be able to give you a few word of advice on how to behave, right? I don't know. It's now very clear that Porsha is literally filming from her mother's house. And I'm saying that in code because this particular house looks like it belongs to Porsha. But I don't know. It's alleged. I don't get into trouble here. Now, speaking of mothers and relationship and family dynamics, Brit is trying to show us what's going on in her family dynamics. Apparently, her mom has sold her house and will be moving in with her. I want to say this, and this is with regards to Brit's nose job. Her mom, her grandma, her sister's nose seemed really beautiful. And I don't understand why she needed to alter her nose to get the look that I feel has this sort of disfigured her face and now makes her sound very nasal. So, I don't know. It's just my opinion. What do you think? Like, from the photos of the grandma, from the photos of the mom and her sister, who I feel is quite unstable, she would have got a perfect nose because her mom is very beautiful, given how old she is now and how she still looks. Anyway, during this particular moving of stuff from the mom's house, I'm not sure where they're going to put it. I don't know, maybe Brit's house. Brit was trying to let us in on the relationship between her sisters. Her elder sister wasn't there, but they did try to get in touch, get across to her on FaceTime. And very quickly, the share, which I think the younger sister just, should I say, went off script. She was sort of yelling at her elder sister, why are you not picking up my call? And this was the same conversation that she had with Brit, who, according to her, she wasn't picking up her call. No one is talking to her. And she just got irate. And the next one was with her mom. And I'm like, is she bipolar or something? Like, what's going on with this girl? Like, the camera is on your face and the next thing you're doing is going from 0 to 100. But that explains it, because it kind of tells you that apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because Brit behaves the exact same way. She goes from 0 to 1,000 real quick, and it leaves you like trying to understand or comprehend, why did we move so fast? Like, hold on, girl, I'm not fighting with you, we're just having a conversation. Well, moving on from that, Brit feels like the whole situation with Kenya Moore, which we are still talking 9 episodes in, has sort of formed a closer bonding with her family, and so they are now able to walk towards a better relationship and, I don't know, live in harmony. We'll get to see what happens, because the mom is moving in with her and her husband. I don't know, husband, fiancé, I really do not know. We're going to find out how that dynamic, suits. Now, we did see Brit catching up with Kelly's, who is celebrating Chacha's birthday. Kelly's is such a character. That woman is a clown. She went all out. According to her, she spent well over $1,000 to celebrate Chacha's birthday. And I am not sure if that is just to get cameras to come film with her, because, girl, this is doing too much. This is doing too much. There were a lot of dog present, but you know what? I won't discount the fact that the dog business is a fast-growing, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and a lot of folks who have got furry kids, they do not joke with their fur animals or fur babies or fur kids. It is serious. And so, well, Kelly's doing the most for her fur baby Chacha. Tells you that she loves a dog. I mean, we have seen her shine the light on lavish party celebrations with what she did with her daughter. Again, this is where Brit and Kelly's are trying to debrief, sort of, or Brit is trying to let out some steam with regards to her family dynamics and her parents her mom now moving in, since the mom is now selling their family home following the passing of the dad, and I think she tried to also see where Kelly's was at in her own family woes. Kelly's didn't really give us a lot of details, but I think her daughter was missing from this particular party celebration, and to that effect she said I think the daughter did not know or went somewhere or had booked something prior. Okay, so again, I feel like there's a lot more that we're not getting from Kelly's. She is hiding a lot. Like we're not seeing any story. Her story is built on the offshoots from other castmates' storyline. Like, I want to hear her talk about her divorce and how that is going. We want to hear about it a lot. We got a little bit from her family dynamics and also from the prophetess, but we don't know how true that particular revelation is. We're going to talk about that very quickly. But before I get ahead of myself, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please stay subscribed. Share this channel with your friends, like and comment on my videos. It will mean the world to me. Now, let's head back to Porsha. I clearly say this, Porsha has got no storyline. So we all know the Drew fight and the Drew and Dennis filming is a way for her to be relevant and have some sort of story and have some sort of drama to kiki and make production film her. Yeah, so we did see her catching up with Dennis, and they are trying to analyze or rehash or talk about the fact that she had told Dennis prior not to film with Drew on the show, but Drew is filming with Dennis, but Dennis is also now trying to sit on the fence and saying, well, I'm not filming with her, cameras just happen to be there, we are producing music together. I'm like, oh my god, you guys make it make sense. Now, Porsha is not exactly holding Dennis accountable for his actions. Rather, she is blowing all of this hot air on Drew for filming with Dennis, and now she is sort of making up stories that Dennis and Drew have got some type of intimate relationship going, which I feel like is a lot. It's embellished, it's a lie. There's no truth to this. But again, trust Porsha to try and say everything to make one other person look bad rather than hitting the nail or addressing her baby daddy. She has hired an au pair from South Africa. I don't know if she's hired someone for Dennis, but it looks like this is going to be very, very interesting in the days to come. Oh God, I don't know what to say. But personally, I do not subscribe to the au pair thing, because au pair is different from is au pair different from like someone like looking after your baby? Because the au pair literally pretty much is a live-in nanny, right? Usually the nanny will be the one that just comes look after the kids and go. However, the au pair on the other hand pretty much lives with you. I don't know if I subscribe to this, and I'm not gonna say anything in case someone comes on my comment section and just read me for filth. But yes, in saying that though, why do they need an au pair? I know Porsha's mom should be fine with looking after her granddaughter, and Porsha isn't doing much. I don't know what she does for job. I mean, like, in the few days she travels around, promoting the show or, casting or production or filming the show, she should have someone on the temporary, not the living nanny that will be running through 4 houses by the look of things. Well, that is just Porsha giving us storylines however way she can create them. That is my take. We move on from Porsha and her family drama to Shamea. Shamea is now sealing the deal or signing the ink on surrogacy. So we all know she did have her second child via a surrogate, and I think there were some issues that I don't have the details to, but from what she's saying, it didn't really go well. I don't know if she's blaming anyone for it, but she's taking responsibility for how that has happened or how that has unraveled with her little girl Shiloh, and she's using the same particular agency to source out her next surrogate. So this other lady is now on board with carrying her future baby, and they just had to do a few introductions to see if she's the right fit for the family, ask a few questions. And you know what, in this new age, if you've got money, you can literally buy everything, including a womb. I know Did I just have to say that? Yeah, so I guess we have to see how this particular surrogacy journey progresses from for Shamea on this particular season. Now, we are going to quickly touch base with Angela. Angela is debriefing all that went down in Nashville with Charles Oakley. Now we have them, having their morning gym session, and this is where Angela is, letting Charles in on the drama that is, surrounding him pretty much, because it's Charles is in everyone's mouth more than we have Angela, and the dynamics with these women. And I think Charles's reaction to all of the allegation just seemed very blasé, very uninterested, this is not my fight, my wife. I don't want to deal with this. You can handle them, okay? But we did hear, Angela letting Charles know that this is exactly what Porsha is saying. Porsha feels like he is an easy lay, and the fact that there's an alleged, child out of wedlock somewhere hiding in the world that he has not claimed or he's yet to claim. And I think Charles just pretty much laughed it off. And his reaction showed nonchalance. And sometimes nonchalance means this is BS, I don't believe in this. Or these two actually have a history, and we're going to unpack this as the show progresses, because this is her first season. So there's a lot more layers to Angela that we are going to be uncovering. There's a lot more. And so with Charles's should I say, allegations or lack thereof, or without merit, it's just a lot, Porsha is digging her heels in that there's something there. Brit is also, alleging that there's something there. Angela is the only one that, seems to be all in and saying, you guys are making a lot of stories about my family, and I'm not going to stand for that. Now, just after this particular conversation, we did see the ladies gather at the Bailey Q to celebrate Juniet, and all the ladies arrived. I think Drew was the last to arrive. She's always been the last to arrive lately. She's not had a lot of film time with the ladies, and so I'm not sure what's going on with this particular group. Is she like an add-on? What's going on? And the lady sat down with the prophets. This is Cynthia's prophetess. And very quickly, the woman was reading a few of them, their energy. Pretty much, Brit's new business venture is going to be successful. Kelly's divorce. I think this is where we got to find out a little bit more, because apparently there is something that has happened that the woman saw. I think her husband sold a car that he bought her, and Kelly's then alluded to the fact that this particular information is not known by anyone but Brit, and the fact that this lady is saying this means she is, should I say, she could see something. Now, we don't know if she saw anything, or most of these informations are, would I say, public record, and you can pretty much Google someone and you get a few things, and you just pick up the pieces, ask around, and you get more information. So I don't know. Okay, now I'm not trying to say the prophetess is not a real prophet, but I just felt it was very telling that the information she gave was vague at best. Okay, so she did say something about Shamea and Angela. She was like, oh, Angela, you need a little bit more oomph in your relationship. You need a little bit more, you need to spice your relationship up. Put like with everyone else, 10-year word of 10 years marrying someone, the romance will literally be dead. You need to constantly come up with ways to reignite, to re-inspire yourselves as a couple. I guess Angela took the message, but the final note, the night ended with Cynthia trying to make peace and bring the woman, or mediate Angela and Porsha's relationship, as well as Shamea and Angela's situation. First into a small room was Angela and Porsha, where very quickly there was apologies, shared, and that was it. Angela said her piece, Porsha said her piece, even though she wasn't taking accountability. She did apologize or vetoed whatever apology Angela gave her. And the next was Shamea. And this is exactly what I don't understand. We do know that Shamea and Angela had an issue at the start of a few episodes to the start of the season, right? And they settled it with the olive branch that was extended at the bank or the vote event, because before the fight between Kenyamo and Brit. Now, How the table turned this fast is quite dramatic. I don't know, but pretty much Shamea wanted answers to the text message she received, and I think this is where Angela let her know that she was disappointed in the fact that she laughed at the comment that was made by Porsha to her marriage and to her husband. And I think we can actually understand where Angela is coming from in trying to hold Shamea accountable. But Shamea is pretty much Porsha's best friend. Was you expecting her to side you? No, she's going to support her best friend. And even though it's the wrong decision to take at the time, she will do just that because she's still trying to, build. I don't know what she's trying to do. For me, like, the relationship is sort of is one-sided. Shamea is doing too much to salvage or save this friendship. Porsha is doing very little and just let Shamea carry the relationship on her head. So, with the fact that they sat down to have this iron out their differences, Shamea had to make a mockery of the whole situation by referencing her late uncle's funeral. And I think that was where Angela was like, I can't get anywhere with you. I'm just going to let you go. This is too much. I don't need this. And this was where it pretty much ended. These women are going to have the conversation again if they are going to have the conversation again. But it's safe to say that Angela and Shamea have walked out of this particular mediation not resolving anything. Now we do go back to the main event where they were all having the laugh to enjoy what was left of the junior/Bailey queue. I don't know what Cynthia is selling with the end of this particular event. I did see candles, so maybe she's added candles to her Bailey Q agency, or I don't know if she's still doing the agency. I know she launched a few sunglasses, handbags and stuff. I don't know. So maybe someone, if you know anything that's part of Cynthia Bailey's business empire, share in the comment section. But they gathered, she tried to mediate unsuccessfully. Yeah, and we've seen a few trailers from the rest of the season episodes that's to come. So let's just hold our bet in. We know for a fact that Porsha and Drew will be having a sit down. How that will go remains to be seen. And in the same vein, Shamea and Porsha are going to be having a fallout. I cannot wait for the dynamics that will be playing out with the rest of the season. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this particular commentary of mine. Don't forget to subscribe. You are deserving. As always, stay safe and be focused. Bye.